of private-public partnership on the development of urban public transit structure. This is chapter 13. My name is Mohammad Asif Khan and I will be presenting this chapter. In this chapter, the author talks about a different analysis of RAV line, which is the Richmond Airport Vancouver Rapid Transit Line built in Canada in between 2004 and 2008. The author of the book analyzes different combinations of public-private sector, the pros and cons of both the sectors in building rapid transit projects. Um, it talks about what benefit do we get when we integrate public sector. For example, in the public sector, we do have a lot of government authority, transparency, and accountability involved. While in the private sector, we see much of the entrepreneurship, innovation, and competitive cost savings. The DBFO model is recently emerged as the most popular working model for public-private sector. The DBFO stands for Design, Build, Finance, Operate model. It is used mainly to address issues related to contractual designs, risk transfer, and the dynamics of power relationship in between two major parties. The way DBFO works, first, public agency designed the scheme to address the identified problem. Next step is to get the bidding process initiated from a private sector concessionaire to build a system using technology specified by the public sector designer. Under the model, government raised finances through debt, bonds, and repaid capital project costs through user fees and tax revenues. And finally, the system gets operated through public sector employees. Government controls the complete strategic scarce resource allocation. Private sector brings more efficiency. It encourages the cooperation between public and private sector to create a win-win situation. It overcomes the issues related to political interference, weak procedural accountability, and the issues which are related to the escalating construction cost when the project were driven solely either through public sector or a private sector. It also increases the rationality of the project selection. It improves the procedural accountability and financial responsibility. It transfers risk to the best suitable partner who can manage their assets. Some of the benefits of DBFO utilizing in public-private sector are it reduces the actual development cost, and it also promises to have on-time completion of project. Financing through private sector also lower down the burden of raising capital through public sector. There are strict contracting rules between public and private sector which minimizes the urge of government officials to add expensive elements to the project. The downside of DBFO in public-private sector involves divergent goals and methods and objectives of different stakeholders. As you can see, there are different people from public and private sectors are involved. They have their own interests and their own goals and methods of execution. And it can lower down ultimately the self-interest of the participants. It can also potentially increase the cost and complexity and the time of planning in the infrastructure. There could be breaches in accountability, particularly the ability of our current accounting method to provide the adequate transparency what public sector demands for resource allocation is not there. The second part of the chapter talks about a case analysis of Richmond Airport Vancouver RAV line. This is a case of a city region of 2.3 million people living in the west coast of Canada. Um, After spending 7.4 billion in national projects between 2004 and 2008, and with increasing development cost of transit projects, it was very obvious that none of the single party, either private or public can completely finish this much of a high level project on their own. Dating back in 1975, all the major strategic plans for building the city included the proposal of north and south rapid transit connection. In this video, you will see the different phases of the construction of RAV line, and you can see different difficulties in building tunnels and bridges and the stations for RAV line.
Granville and Hastings, I'm going to check out the new SkyTrain, how far it's come. Check it out. Ready, steady, go! Strictly the mother. Strictly the mother. Ready, steady, go!
Two key factors of prioritizing the project included the financing of the project and the political interest in the project. Finally, the government hired a third-party financial group, Macquarie Group, who examined the promotion and delivery of the private infrastructure. They did research on the rail rapid transit lines and found out these kind of projects are very attractive to private investors. The key areas of project interest included the route alignment, amount and type of grade separation from traffic, the technology used, project financing mechanism. This is a map of RAV line. As you can see, it goes straight from north to south, from Vancouver to Richmond Airport, all the way from north to south. During the building of the RAF line, there was an intense political pressure involved in gaining the approval for the project despite of the intentional design of public-private model. There were great amount of tension which was seen during the tendering process. The private bidders wanted to conceal the bids from the public while the inherent need of a public sector require more transparency. The two final bids which were revealed had the expected cost ranging from 1.5 billion to 1.7 billion dollars, out of which 1.35 billion was financed through a public sector. Raf Line had the time contingency too for the Olympic Games. The final approval for the project came out in 2004 December for the budgeted cost of $1.72 billion. The RAFCO used cut and cover tunneling method to build the line. There were unsuccessful legal suits brought seeking the public was unaware of the methods used by RAFCO. The final fixed cost of the project came out to be $1.9 billion, 10% more than the approved budget, in fact 22% more than the early estimates. Some of the facts and figures of the project: the technology used in the RAF line project was automated light metro system. The length of the line itself was approximately 19 kilometers. Number of stations were 16 by 2009. The estimated daily riders were approximately 100,000. There were water crossings involved while building the line. So RAFCO had to build two bridges and one tunnel. The equivalent road capacity the line provided were 10 major lanes. The project cost approximately $2 billion. Here is a good view from actual train to the Vancouver airport, which can show us how the RAF line interacted in between Vancouver and Richmond airport. Conclusion: the planning of RAV line through DBFO public-private partnership has failed to achieve the desired benefits of eliminating costs during the planning process, delivering the technological innovations, or improving the procedural accountability.
Passenger arriving at our YVR airport station will be very centrally located within the terminal. They'll be located right in the middle of the domestic terminal and the international terminal, and literally within a 1.5 to 2 minute walk of wherever their destination is.
And starting promises made for the project itself.
Passengers will enter what we call level 4, which is one level above our departure level. We're one large facility that handles all of our travelers, whether they're flying domestically or internationally or to the U.S. So this one station is a very convenient location for all of those passengers. When you get off the train, you've truly arrived at YVR.